Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with an inexplicable feeling that something greater is about to happen? Or perhaps you've noticed that suddenly you can feel the energies of people even before they speak. It's not a coincidence. And no, you're not imagining things. Amid billions of souls walking this planet, there is a special group. The chosen ones. They don't wear capes, they don't have Hollywood superpowers, but they carry within them a unique mark. The ability to perceive beyond the curtains of ordinary reality. Imagine being in a room full of people, where everyone is watching a black and white movie, but you, inexplicably, begin to see vibrant colors. This is how the chosen ones feel. While the world goes on at its normal pace, they experience a deeper, more vivid, more connected reality. But here's the most interesting detail. This gift does not come without its price. Many chosen ones spend years feeling different, out of place, as if they are strangers in their own lives. Some even question their sanity when they begin to experience sensations that no one else seems to notice. If you are watching this video now, it is not by chance. Something within you resonated with these words, like a guitar string vibrating in perfect harmony. Perhaps you are one of the chosen ones, but you have not fully realized it yet. In the next few minutes, I will share 7 unique signs that only the strongest chosen ones manifest during their spiritual ascension. They are not obvious signs like seeing auras or having dramatic visions. They are much more subtle and profound manifestations that many confuse with coincidences or imagination. And before we continue, I need to make a special request. If this content touches your heart, if you identify with what you are about to hear, don't keep it to yourself. Follow this channel, not just to follow, but because here we create a community of awakened souls. Each new subscriber is not just a number. It is another light joining a greater movement of consciousness and transformation. Together, we form a support network for all the chosen ones who are awakening at this crucial moment in humanity. Get ready. What you are about to discover next may completely change your perspective on who you really are. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that colors seem different. Not physically, but in the way you feel them. The blue of the sky carries a depth you never noticed before. The green of the trees pulses with a life of its own. This is how the awakening of a chosen one begins, in the small perceptions that no one else seems to notice. At first, you may feel a slight discomfort, as if your favorite clothes no longer fit. Everyday conversations start to sound empty. Social media loses its shine. That job that once seemed so important now appears merely as a means of survival. It is not depression. It is a silent call to something greater. Chosen ones often report a peculiar feeling, as if they are watching a movie they have seen dozens of times. But now they can see completely new details. The people around them remain the same, but they begin to see through the social masks that others wear. They can feel the hidden pain behind smiles, the truth behind unspoken words. This awakening rarely happens as a dramatic event. Don't expect a divine light descending from the heavens or a mysterious voice calling you in the middle of the night. It is more like slowly waking up from a deep dream. First, you realize you are dreaming. Then you start to notice the inconsistencies in the dream, until you finally open your eyes to a broader reality. During this process, many chosen ones experience a kind of natural cleansing in their lives. Friendships that seemed solid begin to dissolve without conflict or drama. Old habits fall away on their own, without the need for willpower. It is as if your inner being is doing a spring cleaning, removing everything that no longer serves your growth. One of the most intriguing aspects of this awakening is the change in the perception of time. You may notice that some moments seem to stretch infinitely, while hours can pass like minutes. This temporal distortion is not a mental problem. It is a sign that you are beginning to perceive the illusory nature of linear time. Chosen ones also report a new relationship with silence. What once might have been uncomfortable or boring transforms into a sacred space of reconnection. Silence becomes a teacher, revealing truths that no words could express. In quiet moments, you begin to hear a wisdom that has always been there, patiently waiting to be recognized. This first stage of awakening can be confusing and even frightening. You may question whether you are losing your mind or drifting too far from normality. Know that this confusion is natural and necessary. It is like reorganizing a room. In the midst of the process, everything seems chaotic, but this apparent disorder is necessary to create a new, more harmonious arrangement. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Each chosen one goes through this process uniquely, but there are common patterns that connect us. The awakening is just the first step of an extraordinary journey that will reveal who you truly are and what your true purpose is in this world. Have you ever felt an inexplicable tingling in your hands while meditating? Or woke up in the middle of the night with a sensation of pulsating energy running through your entire body? For the chosen ones, these experiences are more than simple physical sensations. They are signs of a profound energetic transformation. The human body is an extraordinary machine of perception. When a chosen one begins their ascension journey, the physical body undergoes a true recalibration. It's like upgrading a computer. The hardware needs to adapt to accommodate new capabilities. The sensations can vary from person to person, but there are patterns that repeat with remarkable frequency. Many chosen ones report a kind of energetic buzz that starts subtly and intensifies over time. It may begin as a slight tingling in the palms of the hands or the soles of the feet. Some describe it as small electric currents dancing under the skin. It is not uncomfortable, but it is impossible to ignore. It's as if every cell in the body is awakening to a new way of existing. Sleep patterns also undergo significant changes. You may find yourself consistently waking up at specific times in the early morning, especially between 2 and 4 a.m. Dreams become more vivid, more significant. They are not just random stories created by the mind. They are messages, symbols, and encounters in other dimensions of consciousness. One of the most intriguing transformations occurs in relation to food. Many chosen ones notice natural changes in their taste buds and food preferences. Foods that were once favorites may become unappealing, while a spontaneous desire for lighter, more natural options arises. The body begins to crave nutrition that goes beyond the physical aspect. It seeks foods that also sustain its new energetic frequency. The changes don't stop there. Sensitivities to light, sound, and energy intensify. Crowded places can become temporarily challenging as you begin to pick up on the energies around you more intensely. It's like gaining a new sense. Suddenly you can feel the mood of a space even before entering it. Another fascinating aspect is the changes in body temperature. Waves of heat or cold may arise for no apparent reason. Some people report intense warmth in the palms of their hands or in the center of their chest, especially during moments of meditation or spiritual connection. These are signs that your energy centers, the chakras, are expanding and aligning, and the skin may become more sensitive, reacting differently to products you have always used. It is not an allergy. It is your body asking for more naturalness, more purity in everything it comes into contact with. Some chosen ones even notice changes in skin texture or in the growth of hair and nails. The eyes also undergo subtle transformations. Many report increased sensitivity to artificial light, while natural light becomes more pleasant and nourishing. Some begin to perceive small flashes of light or geometric patterns in their visual field, especially in moments of stillness. It is essential to understand that these changes are not symptoms of illness. They are signs of healing and elevation. Your body is adapting to accommodate a higher frequency of energy and consciousness. It is like a musical instrument being tuned to play a more complex and beautiful song. For the chosen ones going through these transformations, patience and self-care are essential. Respect the rhythm of your body. Give it the necessary rest when it asks for it. Hydrate more than usual. Spend time in nature. Practice gentle exercises that help integrate the new energies. Your body is becoming a more refined conductor of light and consciousness. Honor this sacred process. Imagine discovering that you have an extra sense, as if a new pair of eyes has opened within your mind. This is how the chosen ones describe the awakening of their expanded intuition. It is not a mystical superpower or a supernatural ability. It is the blossoming of a capacity that has always been dormant within our being. The intuition of the chosen ones manifests in surprising ways in daily life. You may be talking to someone and suddenly realize that the words spoken do not match what the person truly feels. It is not a conscious analysis of body language or tone of voice. It is a direct, immediate knowing, as if you could read between the lines of reality. In meetings or social gatherings, you begin to pick up on the invisible dynamics that shape interactions. You can feel when there is tension in the air, even if everyone is smiling. You notice silent alliances, unresolved conflicts, and hidden feelings. It's like watching a play where you can see not only the actors, but also all the backstage. Dreams gain a new dimension in this phase. They are not just subconscious processes. They become portals of information and knowledge. You may wake up with answers to questions you didn't even know you had, or with a clear understanding of situations that seemed confusing. The symbols in dreams speak directly to your soul, conveying messages that your rational mind could not grasp. Synchronicity becomes your daily companion. You think of someone and receive a message from that person. Specific numbers start appearing repeatedly. Songs carry precise messages for the moment you are living. These are not coincidences. It is the universe communicating through a language that only the chosen ones can fully decipher. One of the deepest manifestations of this expanded intuition is the ability to feel the energy of places. Upon entering an environment, you instantly know if it is a place that will nourish you or drain you. You can identify spaces where conflicts have occurred, even if it was long ago. It's as if each place holds an energetic memory that you can naturally read. Important life decisions gain a new dimension. Instead of long lists of pros and cons, you develop an internal clarity that guides you with precision. It is not an irrational process. It is a harmonious integration between the wisdom of the heart and the intelligence of the mind. Choices flow more naturally, even in complex situations. The chosen ones often report a feeling of knowing without knowing how they know. It is a knowledge that comes from a deeper place than logical thought. You may understand complex situations without having all the information, or know exactly what someone needs to hear without planning the words. It's like having access to a universal database of wisdom. This expanded intuition also manifests as a radar for truth. Lies and manipulations become transparent, no matter how well crafted they are. You develop a keen sensitivity to authenticity, both in others and in yourself. It is impossible to deceive yourself or ignore your own inner truths. In work and relationships, this new perception may initially cause challenges. You begin to see beyond appearances and establish social structures. You perceive the real motivations behind people's actions, hidden power dynamics, and subtle emotional games. It takes wisdom to handle this knowledge without judging or distancing yourself from others. One of the most beautiful discoveries in this phase is the ability to feel the interconnection of all things. You begin to realize how every action, thought, and choice creates waves of influence in the fabric of reality. This understanding brings a natural responsibility. Your decisions become more conscious, more aligned with the greater good. For the chosen ones developing this expanded intuition, it is important to maintain balance between the rationale and the intuitive. It is not about abandoning logic, but about integrating a new form of knowledge. It's like learning to dance. At first you count the steps, but over time the movement flows naturally. This new vision of the world is a precious gift, but also a responsibility. The chosen ones become bridges between the visible and the invisible, able to navigate multiple layers of reality. It is a skill that develops to serve not only personal growth, but also the collective awakening of humanity. There is a profound difference between being alone and feeling lonely. For the chosen ones, the experience of loneliness transforms into a portal of self-discovery, a necessary path that few truly understand. It is like entering a cocoon, a process that seems isolating, but is actually transformative. The chosen ones often report a feeling of knowing without knowing how they know. It is a knowledge that comes from a deeper place than logical thought. You may understand complex situations without having all the information, or know exactly what someone needs to hear without planning the words. It's like having access to a universal database of wisdom. This expanded intuition also manifests as a radar for truth. Lies and manipulations become transparent, no matter how well crafted they are. You develop a keen sensitivity to authenticity, both in others and in yourself. It is impossible to deceive yourself or ignore your own inner truths. In work and relationships, this new perception may initially cause challenges. You begin to see beyond appearances and establish social structures. You perceive the real motivations behind people's actions, hidden power dynamics, and subtle emotional games. It takes wisdom to handle this knowledge without judging or distancing yourself from others. One of the most beautiful discoveries in this phase is the ability to feel the interconnection of all things. You begin to realize how every action, thought, and choice creates waves of influence in the fabric of reality. This understanding brings a natural responsibility. Your decisions become more conscious, more aligned with the greater good. For the chosen ones developing this expanded intuition, it is important to maintain balance between the rationale and the intuitive. It is not about abandoning logic, but about integrating a new form of knowledge. It's like learning to dance. At first you count the steps, but over time the movement flows naturally. This new vision of the world is a precious gift, but also a responsibility. The chosen ones become bridges between the visible and the invisible, able to navigate multiple layers of reality. It is a skill that develops to serve not only personal growth, but also the collective awakening of humanity. There is a profound difference between being alone and feeling lonely. For the chosen ones, the experience of loneliness transforms into a portal of self-discovery, a necessary path that few truly understand. It is like entering a cocoon, a process that seems isolating, but is actually transformative. At first, this loneliness can be frightening. You realize that superficial conversations no longer fill your heart. Noisy parties lose their charm. The social groups that once seemed essential begin to naturally drift away. It is not you rejecting the world. It is your soul asking for a sacred space for its growth. During this period, many chosen ones experience a profound change in their social needs. What was once considered fun may now seem empty. You begin to value moments of quiet that once made you restless. A simple sunset becomes more meaningful than a wild night out in the city. This phase brings with it a natural cleansing of relationships. Some friendships dissolve without drama or conflict. They simply no longer resonate with your new frequency. It is like tuning a radio to a different station. Some old connections naturally fall out of reach, while new frequencies become possible. Silence, which may have once been uncomfortable, transforms into your greatest teacher. In quiet moments, you begin to hear your own inner voice more clearly. The answers you sought externally start to arise from within. It is as if the universe whispers secrets that can only be heard when all the external noise quiets down. Your home may become a sanctuary. Places that once felt lonely, like a walk in the park or a quiet afternoon at home, transform into precious opportunities for reconnection with yourself. You discover that there is a difference between loneliness and solitude. The former hurts, the latter heals. The chosen ones often report a feeling of being in the world, but not of the world during this phase. It is like watching a movie with a new understanding. You still participate in daily life, but with a different perspective. The worries that once seemed enormous begin to appear small in light of your expanded consciousness. This period of retreat also serves as a time of healing. Old memories may surface to be processed, stored emotions ask to be felt. Old behavior patterns are revealed to be transformed. It is a deep internal work that needs adequate space and time. An important discovery in this phase is that true connection does not depend on the constant physical presence of others. You begin to feel a deep connection to something greater. You may call it universe, God, source, or any other name that makes sense to you. This connection brings a feeling of completeness that no external relationship could provide. Defeat, but as a divine redirection. The no's of life reveal themselves as protections. Delays show perfect timing. It's as if you could see the embroidery from the right side, while before you only saw the knots. This new way of navigating through life brings a deep peace. You no longer need to control every detail or understand everything rationally. There is a natural trust in the flow of life, a quiet certainty that you are being guided, even when the path seems uncertain. For the chosen ones learning this new language, life becomes a dance between the visible and the invisible. Each day is a new page of this sacred story unfolding, where each moment carries a purpose, each encounter has a meaning, and each experience is a step toward your highest destiny. Synchronicity is no longer a spiritual theory, it is your daily reality. The universe is not just around you, it is actively conversing with you, guiding your steps in a perfectly choreographed cosmic dance. Being a chosen one carries a unique responsibility, the ability to transform lives simply by existing. It is like a lit candle in a dark room. Its light naturally illuminates everything around it, effortlessly, without needing to announce its presence. The chosen ones have a special gift for touching hearts without words. Their presence in an environment naturally changes the energy of the place. People feel calmer, more open, more connected to their own truth when they are near. It is a subtle influence, but profoundly transformative. In conversations, their words carry a different weight, not because of eloquence or complexity, but because of the truth that emanates from them. You may say something simple, and that phrase resonates in someone's heart for days, weeks, sometimes completely changing their perspective on life. At work, your presence brings harmony to tense environments. Conflicts tend to resolve naturally when you are around, not because you interfere directly, but because your balanced energy helps people find higher solutions to their problems. People begin to seek your company instinctively when they need clarity, not to ask for direct advice, but to be in your presence. It is as if your energy field creates a safe space where others can find their own answers. Children and animals are especially sensitive to your energy. They naturally feel your elevated frequency and are drawn to it. A crying baby may calm down in your arms. A frightened animal may feel safe with your presence. It is a pure recognition, without mental filters. Your journey inspires others to begin their own spiritual quests, not through preaching or persuasion, but by the living example of transformation that you represent. People observe the changes in your life and begin to question their own choices and paths. The chosen ones are like bridges between the old and the new world. You help people transition to a higher consciousness simply by being who you are. Your authenticity and courage in living your truth open doors for others to do the same. This transformative influence does not come from specific techniques or methods. It comes from your own journey of self-discovery and self-healing. The more you align with your true essence, the more naturally your light benefits others. For the chosen ones discovering this power, remember, your greatest contribution to the world is to be authentically who you are. You do not need to force changes or carry the weight of saving everyone. Your conscious and loving presence is enough to create waves of transformation that spread far beyond what you can see. If you identified with any of these signs, if your heart resonated with these words, you are likely part of this spiritual family of the chosen ones. And now, more than ever, it is important for us to come together and share our experiences. Tell us in the comments, which of these signs have you experienced? Perhaps you felt that inexplicable tingling in your hands, or had dreams that felt more real than reality itself. Or maybe you also went through that phase of sacred solitude that completely transformed your worldview. Your experiences are unique and valuable. By sharing them, you may be lighting the way for someone who is feeling lost or confused about their own experiences. Remember, that feeling you thought was strange may be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear to feel less alone. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. It's not just about receiving notifications for new videos. It's about being part of a community of awakened souls, a safe space where we can be who we truly are, without masks or filters. Also, activate the notification bell, because each new video will be a new piece of this sacred puzzle we are putting together. Let's explore more signs, more experiences, more tools to navigate this extraordinary journey of ascension. You are not alone. We are many, spread across the world, connected by something greater than physical distance. Let's strengthen this network of light, one comment, one story, one experience at a time.